New Year's Eve in Japan. The lights of the arena blazed down on the ring as thousands of fans filled the stands, their voices forming a low roar of anticipation. This wasn't just another fight night. It was the final hours of the year, and the crowd expected fireworks. Inside the ring, two men stood across from each other with unfinished business. Both fighters carried the bruises and swelling from their previous battles, reminders that combat sports rarely allow the body time to fully recover. Yet here they were again, stepping back into the fight. On one side stood the legendary Croatian striker, Mirko Cro Cop, known across the world for his devastating kicks and cold, calculated striking. Cro Cop had built a reputation as one of the most feared knockout artists in mixed martial arts. His calm demeanor never changed, eyes focused, body relaxed, like a predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Across from him towered the massive former sumo champion turned MMA fighter, Baruto Kaito. Baruto's size alone made him a dangerous opponent. Standing well over 6 feet tall and weighing far more than Cro Cop, he possessed the raw power to crush opponents simply by overwhelming them. The rules for the bout were quickly announced. 2 rounds of 5 minutes. If the judges couldn't decide a winner, the fight would move to a decisive overtime round. Knees and kicks to a grounded opponent were legal, but elbows were banned, and soccer kicks had been removed because of the significant weight difference. The fighters stood motionless as the referee finished the final instructions. The tension in the arena was almost unbearable. The bell was about to ring, and everyone in the building could feel it. Something violent was about to happen. The bell rang, and immediately Baruto Kaito began to move forward with purpose. The massive fighter wasted no time establishing his strategy: pressure. Baruto circled toward the right side of Mirko Cro Cop, carefully trying to eliminate the Croatian's famous left kick. It was a smart tactic. Cro Cop's left leg had ended countless fights throughout his career, and Baruto clearly wanted to stay away from that lethal weapon. Step by step, the giant closed the distance. Baruto lunged in with heavy punches, his huge frame leaning forward as he attempted to smother Cro Cop's offense. The plan was simple: force the smaller striker backward, trap him near the ropes, and wear him down with relentless pressure. For a moment, it seemed to be working. Cro Cop found himself pushed toward the edge of the ring as Baruto leaned into him with all of his enormous weight. Carrying that kind of mass in a clinch could drain even the most conditioned fighters. But Cro Cop remained calm. The veteran striker didn't panic. Instead, he squared his stance, reading every movement of his opponent. His eyes stayed locked on Baruto's chest, analyzing the openings as the giant continued to press forward. This was a dangerous moment. Baruto surged again, trying to trap Cro Cop against the ropes and unleash another attack. But in that exact instant, Cro Cop shifted his position and slipped inside the pressure. He dug in an underhook with perfect timing, creating just enough space to maneuver. The movement was subtle. Most fans didn't even notice it at first. But for a fighter with Cro Cop's experience, that tiny adjustment was all he needed, because in the next second, he struck. With lightning speed, Mirko Cro Cop exploded upward from the clinch. His left knee drove forward with terrifying force, slamming directly into the midsection of Baruto Kaito. The impact was immediate. The sound of the strike echoed through the arena. For a split second, Baruto froze. His massive body stiffened as the air was violently forced out of his lungs. Then suddenly, the giant collapsed to his hands and knees. The entire arena gasped. It wasn't a shot to the head. It wasn't a flashy knockout punch. It was something far more brutal. A perfectly placed knee to the solar plexus, one of the most painful targets in the human body. Even the strongest fighters in the world can't fight through a clean strike there. Baruto tried to breathe, but the damage was already done. The referee rushed in and waved off the fight. Just like that, it was over. The crowd erupted in disbelief as the replay appeared on the screens above the arena. Slow motion showed exactly what had happened. Cro Cop had slipped the pressure, secured the underhook, and delivered a devastating left knee straight into Baruto's solar plexus. Precision, timing, experience. It was the kind of finish only a world-class striker could produce. As Baruto slowly struggled to walk out of the ring, Cro Cop stood calmly in the center, barely showing signs of fatigue. The victory had come quickly, and more importantly, he had taken almost no damage. That meant one thing. The Croatian legend had advanced to the tournament finals, and later that same night, Mirko Cro Cop would return to the ring once again.